Hello and welcome back to the channel, baby, and we are back. All right, the break is over and chapter 1117 just came out. We didn't release a review for chapter 1116, but chapter 1016 was a good chapter too, mainly because I got the answer that I have been just screaming about for the past 10 chapters, and that is, for God's sake, what is that giant metal bastard doing clanking around Egghead Island? What is the Iron Giant up to? I mean it. That was the main thing, and we finally got an answer to that in the last chapter, 1116. And I guess I should go over, let's just see if there's anything else that I might have missed out on in this chapter. The most important thing for me, obviously, was the Iron Giant finally having some relevance in the plot, and it looks like he's about to go even more crazy inside Egghead Island. Another thing we get is Emu staring longingly at Nefertari Lily, it looks like. Of course, we don't know for sure, but he is... That's just, I know longing, okay? I am a yearner at heart. I understand what it means to want what the heart cannot have. And that this guy or girl, this person is staring very longingly at Lily. I could be wrong. I don't know. I'm just saying. My favorite movie of 2023 is Past Lives, all right? I know that look in his eyes. That's all I'm gonna say. We also get pictures of Chaka and Pell, which, Pell, I really think you can just... we got it from here. We do not need you in the story anymore, buddy. Every time I see you, I get a little bit angry. Which is why, to me, that is not Pell. That is Peenan, Pell's bisexual twin brother. You see, he disguised himself as Pell after the real Pell blew himself up over Alabasta. And so right now in the story, he's just pretending to be his twin brother to escape the debt that he's accumulated because of his crippling gambling addiction. That's lore for another day. We keep going in chapter 1116, and another thing that I really liked was how Stussy and Kaku interacted in this chapter again. I really liked this thing that Oda's doing, which is giving Kaku some more time to actually be a character that we can care about. Because we all love Stussy. Look at her. You love her. You just don't lie to yourself. You love her. She's a hot vampire, all right? I think everybody in the world can get behind that, but she's also a really good person. And her character has been recently giving me a lot to think about. What is it that she really wants? I think she's communicating her insecurities of even being a real person very well in the panels that we've been seeing her in. But like I said, I just really enjoy Kaku a lot in this because we were always going to root for Stussy. All right, that was always going to happen. But Kaku being sympathetic in these situations, that's really getting to me. And I really like that because my problem was always with his bitch ass best friend, okay? I don't like Lucy. Robert can go eat a big bag of dicks, but Kaku's a good dude. Or at least that's what's, it looks like that's what we're setting ourselves up for. It would be really sad if Kaku just doubled down and found Robert and they just kept being dickheads, but I don't know. This face that Kaku gives in chapter 1116, I really I felt that. And I really hope Oda isn't giving me the runaround. I really hope he's not fooling me into thinking that I'm about to witness something substantial for Kaku's character. I really hope we get something from this because also in that same page, Stussy's crying. Stussy is saying, she's saying thank you to Edison for allowing her to let Edison go, or for allowing her to let Kaku go, and just saying just make sure that you live, Stussy. She's a real person. No matter how she feels insecure about that, it's obvious that she is a real person with her own desires, and I just really, I hope she makes it out of this alive. I really hope nothing bad happens to her. The last two things I want to talk about in chapter 1116 are, of course, the revelation that the Dindin Mushi that is broadcasting the message that Vegapunk wants the entire world to see, that's inside of the giant robot, which if you remember all the way in the beginning of Egghead Island, Vegapunk was found near the giant robot. He was half phased into it, which pretty much confirms he was setting everything up for this course of events, which makes me think even more about Adam Sandler. I'm thinking even more about Kizaru, because if this was always the plan, to what degree was Kizaru a part of this plan? Because his heart needed to stop, Vegapunk's heart needed to stop in order for this message to be broadcasted to the world. So does that mean that Kizaru was always there specifically to actually kill him so that this message could actually happen? Was this all a really clever way for Kizaru to flip sides? I've still got my money on that. I think with everything that we've seen, I don't think that there's any way that... Maybe he is just still actually conflicted, and everything that we've seen up until this point is just his way of reconciling the two things that he actually believes in, right? He does kill Vegapunk, but not because it's a part of the grand plan that Vegapunk has. It's because it's his actual job. He is there to do that specific thing, and he doesn't want to do it, but he knows that that's the best thing for both people in this situation. The world government thinks they want Vegapunk dead, And so Kizaru's like, fine, I'll give that to, I don't think you know what's gonna happen when I do this, but I will do that. And then, you know, I have not stepped out of the line, and, you know, nothing bad's gonna happen to me or my family. It's just at this point, what family do you have left, Kizaru? I really hope we cut back to Kizaru soon and see what the hell he's up to. But the other thing I want to call attention to is Rayleigh, just pissed drunk at the bar, because dude, same. Okay, I hope when I'm that old, I hope it's not just me there. Although Rayleigh has his wife there. Rayleigh has Shaki, who's presumably the bartender too. So yeah, you know what? I hope that is me whenever I get that old. Just having a nice wife that is also a bartender. She listens to me when I'm sad and I'm blabbering, just pissed drunk at the bar, and then she makes me another Moscow Mule, and then she talks about her problems, and we just go back and forth like that. That to me, that's the marriage that I hope Moogie Goof is building up to. But that's it for chapter 1116, so we can finally get into 1117, and the cover art for this chapter is again Yamato still just, you know, traveling all over Wano while we are fighting for our lives on Egghead Island. You could have came with us. I'm gonna let it go. But one of my favorite things about this chapter is we cut to Kobe. We see him hanging out with the members of Sword, and it actually looked like Drake is there too. Drake, yeah, he's sitting there. He's in an IV or something. He's just, looks like he's keeping to himself, they said. Like he doesn't want to interact with anybody. Did he take an L in Wano? He was taking L's all over Wano. I don't even remember who he lost to. I know he was sorry in Wano. Like my monkey brain, my subconscious, like it is screaming to me like you don't need to remember. He was sorry in Wano. He did not contribute to a damn thing. But Hibari is sitting there with Prince and Helmeppo and Kobe's talking about how this is all just too much to think about with everything that's happening. Kobe's such a good dude, man. I really like Kobe a whole lot. And he's kind of got Riz in the same way that Sanji and Luffy do, and that people kind of like flock to Kobe. Helmeppo tried to kill him in the beginning of the story, and now they're best friends. Something else I loved is that we got to see Smoker, and he's riding his motorcycle. It looks like, is this just on the ocean? That can't be right. It's like he's riding his motorcycle in the middle of the ocean. I just have to be reading that wrong. I don't know. But the really cool thing that happened in this chapter, okay, this is really awesome. It looks like Jinbei and Zoro are closing, and they are almost to the ship, but right behind them, it looks like is Ethan, I believe, the bald dude with the sword. And so he's about to take out the Sunny and everybody on it. And this is when Jinbei does some fishman karate or fishman jujutsu, it looks like, and he throws Zoro so that he can do a two-sword style Rashomon, one of my favorite techniques that he does. Him and the bald dude with the sword clash, and this looks incredible. Like the bald dude is massive, first of all, so his sword just looks, it's giant. And Zoro notes that it's a Katetsu blade, or maybe it's the old man commenting on the fact that it's a Katetsu blade. Either way, they're both noticing each other in this moment, and they actually manage to deflect each of each other's slashes. Jinbei catches Zoro, and Zoro immediately is just like, launch the ship already. We do not have any time to waste. It looks like from that very brief altercation, Zoro has deduced that they do not want to mess around with this guy. They do not want to fight him at all right now. Everybody's still waiting for Luffy, who was with Dory and Bragi running from the five elders. And this is when Oimo and Kashi try to help the Straw Hats by clearing the way for them. And this is when, I'm so sorry, I don't even know this woman's name, but oh my God. She says rock and roll blaster. She's one of the Marines. She's smoking a cigarette. Hold on a sec. I'm so sorry. I have to figure out who this is right now. Her name is Doll, and listen, Toots. Oh my God. Her character design is, oh my God. Jesus. Look at this lucky ass giant. She says rock and roll blaster and punches him right in the face. This should have been me. Vice Admiral Doll is going crazy, but it looks like Luffy and Dory and Bragi are almost completely caught up with the Sunny. This is when Luffy turns around and he notices that the five elders are gone, or at least they're not behind Luffy anymore. They have stopped chasing him, and this is because they have redirected all of their focus to the Iron Giant, who they now understand to have the Dindin Mushi and be protecting it so that the broadcast can continue. And this is when the pterodactyl Gorosei says that is definitely the Iron Giant that rampaged through Mary Joy 200 years ago. So that's pretty cool, you know. I mean, like, why? I just have questions about the Iron Giant still, which, I mean, obviously we're supposed to, but it's just like, who the hell is this guy? What did he do? But as we approach the end of the chapter, truly, I think this is the most cock blocking that Oda has ever done in the entirety of the manga. Vegapunk is about to explain what the meaning of the D initial in everybody's names is, okay? And we get a panel of everybody that has that initial, okay? So we got Dragon, we have Sabo mentioning Ace and Luffy, we have Kobe mentioning Luffy and Garp, we have Blackbeard reacting, we have Beppo commenting on Law, which is his captain. So, like, I really like this panel because to my knowledge, and maybe not, but to my knowledge, this is everyone in the story, at least everyone alive for sure, that has that confirmed has a D in their initial. Maybe I'm wrong, but if it isn't everybody that definitely has a D initial, then that means these are without a doubt the most important people that you need to be paying attention to going forward in regards to the prophecy of D. Like, there's also Rock's D Zebek, right? But he is for sure, like, or not for sure dead, but at this point in the story, that's what, you know, Oda wants us to believe. He's just gone, pretty much, so. But there's also a lot of speculation that Blackbeard is carrying on the will of Rocks anyway, so this one panel, I really believe could mean so much, okay? And I don't even think Oda's trying to hide that. But we get cock-blocked because right before Vegapunk explains this to literally everybody in the entire world, those old bastards finally stop the broadcast, okay? They knock the Iron Giant off his ass, and they send him tumbling down to the ground, and the broadcast ends, okay? Words that echoed in vain are the last words of the chapter. It looks like York was instrumental in telling all of the Gorosei that they need to take that Iron Giant out, so she's just, you know, she's really proud of herself. I hate this so much, okay? It was a great chapter. It was a wonderful chapter, but I hate it so much. We were so close. And I don't know why I didn't see this coming. Literally, this entire broadcast, we're set up for this type of cliffhanger to happen. But I don't know why. This just really made me upset. I was like, we were so close. Even if it wasn't everything to do with the people in the D initial, just mentioning it like that, the thing that we have not known about since the first episode or the first chapter, the thing that all of us would love to know about, that D initial. You just rip it away from us, man. Man, okay, whatever. That is another reason why these old men are just true. I hate them so much. I hate them so much. My God. And I think the reason I hate them so much is because they do shit like this, robbing us of the moments that all of these characters like need for closure, that we as the audience need for closure. And they do all of this while not actually having any character for themselves. I hate them so much. Like, these characters that represent nothing other than power for the sake of power and just like, you know, discrimination and just like protecting the celestial dragons like Saint Charlos. My God. I hate them. There is nothing about these characters that I enjoy looking at ever. I hate their designs. I hate the way they talk. I hate the things they say. I hate the things that they value. I hate that they come in here into the story only to stop us from getting further into the story. Like, they are they are the best. As far as plot devices go, they're the best at doing what they do, which is obstructing us from learning more about the One Piece world. There's no one better than these idiots, okay? And I hate them for it. I genuinely want them gone as soon as possible. I don't even care who does it, all right? I truly don't. But that is about it for this chapter. I would say, to be honest, okay, to give the MVP spot to anyone on the ground, I want to give it to Zoro because he clashed with one of the 5 elders, but to be honest, I really don't think that's that impressive. I think all of them are sorry. I think the best they can do is regenerate. Okay, and I guess that old guy can use a sword. Bravo, I guess. Sasuke could use a sword too, and then Killer Bee mopped his ass up. I don't care about that, all right? I don't think that's very impressive. But what is impressive, okay, the Iron Giant has been carrying, okay? Now I understand why he's just not really been in direct conflict with anybody. Now I understand why he has just been walking around the outskirts if he was getting into skirmishes just like all off screen and not really taking up any of our time. This is pretty good for him, all right? I got to give the MVP spot to the Iron Giant. I never thought I would say that. I truly never imagined myself saying that with what we've seen. But now that I know, all right, your sacrifice was very much appreciated, Iron Giant. I hope we see more from you. I really hope that we get some more like information on who you are, who you were, what's going on. And to be honest, I thought we were going to get a flashback to the Void Century. I mean, that was just optimism. I guess in hindsight, it's very dumb to think that Oda was going to give us a flashback to the Void Century, but I thought it was a pretty good setup. I mean, we spent so much time with Odin. We spent so much time with Kuma. I thought, all right, well, let's go. Let's run the flashback gauntlet. Let's do it. But no, I think that makes sense, okay? Kuma's flashback was undoubtedly the most important thing for Egghead Island. It puts so many things into perspective. I definitely wouldn't want that overshadowed by the Void Century, something that we definitely should get a lot later. I was just optimistic. That's about it for this chapter, guys. Please let me know what you think about it in the comments, and then also let me know who you think the MVP of this chapter was. Is it Zoro? Do his stocks go up because he deflected that slash from that old man? Is that more impressive than I want to give credit for? Or is it Brook for putting all that cola into the Sunny, which is going to allow them to escape? I'm dying to know. Please let me know what you guys think. But that's about it for this time, guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being interested, and I cannot wait to see you in the next one.